Arlington County residents know that diversity is our greatest resource. Our community thrives because of the individuals who provide us the services and care we use every day. But the challenges posed by high cost of living, financial insecurity, and lack of access to health care threatens the livelihood of our friends, neighbors, and family. You're about to meet 3 of your neighbors, 3 out of thousands who also call Arlington home. Their stories are not just their own, but the story of our community.
I studied theology and I work at a church. And even though I'm just the office administrator, every day I get to touch people's lives. Every day I get to do what it is that I passionately care about. And I wanted to live closer to my job because the commute was impossible. It was limited the amount of time I got to spend with my son, and if he has asthma, so if there was ever an emergency, it would take me over an hour to get home to him because we lived in Woodbridge. When I look ahead, I don't feel secure about how I can continue to make Arlington my home, because the reality is a lot of the things that would affect that are not in my control. Once I pay my rent, I pay my utilities, I pay gas, pay my car note, property tax, I don't have anything left for myself. And, every week it's a negotiation of what do we desperately need for groceries. And oftentimes when there are emergencies, like my father had a stroke, last year, there comes this huge burden of financially helping your extended family who doesn't live with you. There's this moral obligation that I have to make sure my parent is not begging or just in a really bad place. So those kind of things that are real life are things that for somebody who's living paycheck to paycheck can just throw your whole life into a tailspin. So I can't say I feel secure. But what I am secure is that I'm doing the best I can to stay here. I just recently got a part-time job, so I would still have my full-time job and also an additional part-time job, even with a financial planner, even with savings or budgeting. It's tough going into the next month knowing you're always going to be in the red. My only concern is the time I spend with my son. My hope is that we can afford our home, but I don't want to lose the silly moments I spend with my son because I'm so tired.
I've lived in Arlington over 50 years. Well, I lived up by Yorktown High School for many years, and I went to school here, Williamsburg Junior High School, Yorktown High School, and then I did a stint in the Army for 4 years and came back here and started driving a cab. So I've been driving a cab here for the last 47 years. I drive about 7 or 8 hours a night. On weekends I might drive 4 hours a night, So I'd say over 40. I'm driving over 40 hours. When I started driving a cab in 1970, you could make a very good living. You could, buy a house, support a family, put kids through college. But now it's not as good financially because of the competition from Uber and Lyft and other companies. I go to a military doctor at the Veterans Hospital since I'm a veteran. They give you free medical checkups. I live at the Springs Apartments. I like it very much. It's a very convenient location, and the people are nice here. And I have a parking garage to park in, so that's very nice. But if I wasn't getting the affordable housing help, the housing grant, I'd probably have to move out of the area and live someplace else. I have a lot of friends who drive cabs in this area, and people I've known for many, many years. I'd miss them too if I had to move away. A lot of people have thanked me for picking them up, so some people like the service they get from me.
I came back to Arlington, I guess, basically to get a peace of mind. And my parents needed my help. My mom is in a nursing home and my dad had 2 strokes, so I decided to come back to help my parents. I'm from Arlington originally. My mom was a drug addict. So she left me and my brother behind. I was 6, he was 2, and she went to jail. And my grandmother came and got us from New York and raised us until my mother came home. She came home quite abusive. I mean, I was on drugs for a while in New York, and I've recovered for about 8 years now. When I came back here, I was living with my father, but he's in a housing program, housing grant program, and nobody could live with him. So I had to sign up for the shelter, to go into the shelter. Well, Bridges to Independence helped me with housing, and also my counselor there, she pushed me to get employed. I'm working at Safeway, working in the deli department. I actually want to be a meat cutter. I want to do apprentice and cut meat. My 16-year-old came here about a year ago from New York. I mean, he's doing a lot better than he was. He's going to school every day. The teachers push him to do better. I feel like sometimes maybe your pride, you don't want to reach out or receive help from different services, but it's worth it. They help you. I had a pride problem in the beginning where I just decided I'm just going to be homeless. I was scared to reach out or scared to talk to people, and people help. Different programs help. Well, for my younger son, I take my son to the park a lot. We go to the library. I think his life will be better here in Arlington because it's a lot quieter here. I want people to know that I'm a survivor. I came a long way, and that you don't have to be down forever. I want people to know you don't have to stay down. Like, it's a possibility. You could come up, you could do better. And I'm doing a lot better. I came a long way, so it's possible.
Despite their obstacles and challenges, these Arlington residents, like so many of your neighbors, are resilient and hopeful for the future. Stability looks different to Easterlyn, to Andrew, to Monique. But that stability can be fragile. What happens when you can't find affordable housing? When your job doesn't provide health insurance? When you use all your savings for an unexpected car repair? When we truly listen, we build understanding. But a caring and inclusive community takes more than just empathy. It takes action by each of us.